What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to invest for a minor. So if you are under 18 right now, or if you want to invest for somebody that is under 18, I'm going to walk you through how to open an account, where to open it, and a couple of things that you need to know about. Here we go. Okay, so first of all, you need to know what the accounts are called. And in the US, it is called a custodial account. And in Canada, it is called a trust account or a trustee account or an informal trust account. Some of these have different variations, but these are the keywords that you are looking for. They are pretty much the exact same thing. And basically what these allow you to do is invest on behalf of somebody that is under 18 and is legally not allowed to open a brokerage account on their own. Now, how do they work? I'm just going to walk you through it very simply. So the custodian or trustee, that is the person that is opening the account and managing the account for the minor. The minor actually owns the account and is considered the beneficiary of the account. So all of the money that goes into the account needs to be used for their benefit. How it works is the custodian or the trustee is responsible for the account until the beneficiary or the minor turns 18. At that point, they then take over the account and they own everything inside of it. Now, the custodian or trustee manages the account on behalf of the minor. It is their name on it that is basically saying, hey, I'm going to make transactions and I'm going to input and withdraw money on their behalf for them. They're the owner, they're the beneficiary. All of that money has to be used for them, but you are the one that is managing it and helping them out because they legally can't do this on their own if they are under 18. Now, money can be withdrawn prior to the person turning 18, but like I said, it has to be used for the minor's benefit. If you are the custodian or you're managing this for somebody else, you at no point can ever withdraw this money for yourself. Now, opening an account is very simple. I personally live in Canada, and so I use Questrade. I'll show you what that looks like right now. You can also open it at most of the major banks here in Canada. In the USA, it seems like Charles Schwab is kind of the big name in custodial accounts, so that's probably where I'd start. And I know that Acorns also has a really good program for this, so if you're interested in kind of doing this mobile from your phone, Acorns could also be a good option. Okay, so here's what the account looks like on Questrade. You can see that it is considered a trust, and the one that most people would go for is the individual informal trust. Informal just means that you don't need a lawyer to write up the documents for the trust, and it's really nice because, as you can see, no agreement required. You can trade on behalf of a minor. There's no restrictions and there's no legal setup costs. So it's basically the same as opening a regular account, but you're doing it on behalf of a minor, and it's very, very similar on all of the other platforms. Okay, now a couple of other things to consider here, and I know this is going to sound confusing, but once you have a trust or a custodial account set up, you will then need to choose what type of investing account to open. So the custodial account and the trust account just mean that you're going to manage investments from somebody else. But because it's a person, it's a minor, they have different types of investment accounts that they can open. And that's what I mean here is that, yes, you have to open the custodial or the trust, but then you have to choose what type of investment account. And in Canada, the two options are the registered education savings plan or the registered retirement savings plan if the minor has a T4 and a job right now. So these are two of the options. You can also just open a regular investing account, but it will be subject to capital gains and it won't be tax sheltered. In the US, you have the Roth IRA, the 529 account, the education savings account, and the UGMA or UTMA account. There's lots of different options here. If you're looking for an education account, the 529 is probably a good option here. And if you're looking for just a long-term account, the Roth IRA is probably a great option. Now, when it comes to investing for a minor, or if you're a minor right now, this is something you really need to pay attention to. They have a lot of time. That is the thing that is on your side here, is you have a lot of time, and over time, the market only goes in one direction. Yes, it goes up and down over the short term, but over the long term, it only goes in one direction. So you need to use that to your advantage, and you need to make sure that you are investing for the long term. Buy investments and companies that are going to be here for the next 20 or 30 years and that are going to grow and do well over the next 20 or 30 years. You also need to think about whether you want cash flow or appreciation. Cash flow is what you would call dividends or interest on bonds, for instance, whereas appreciation is the price of those shares going up over time. For me, my personal preference would be to go for appreciation, because if you generate cash flow in those early years, you're probably going to have to pay tax on it depending on what type of account it is in, and that tax that you are going to pay in those early years could have compounded for the next 20 or 30 years of your life and be pulled out at a later date without ever paying the penalty. And so I highly recommend going for appreciation here over cash flow, especially if you're under 18 years old. Then I would focus on taxes. How can you open the account that is going to give you the best tax advantage? So definitely do some research, especially if you're in the USA. You have a couple more options than we do here in Canada. And after that, you need to understand the risk of what you are investing into. You need to make sure you understand that this could drop by 20%, 30%, 50% based on how far it has dropped in the past. Bitcoin, very clearly, it can drop by 60 or 70 or 80%. The S&P 500 can very easily drop by 40 or 50%. So you need to make sure that you understand what it is that you are investing into. Now, here are my final thoughts. Number one is to focus on education accounts. You're a minor that is under 18 years old, or you're investing for one, they're probably going to need to go to college or university. That is going to be a big expense. And so if you can save up for that early on, and if you can pay for some of it by the profit from your investments, that is going to be the best way to do it. I highly recommend you start early and you teach your kids how to invest. Now, if you need help with that, or you need some ideas, or you just need some content to give to them, definitely check out my Stock Market Fundamentals course. I designed it for adults, but if your kid can understand division and multiplication, they'll probably be able to understand most of this course. It is completely free for 1 month. There's only 10 hours of content. There's over 13,000 students that have gone through it. There's over 400 reviews for you to take a read through. So I promise you, it'll be the best free resource that you can find online. It's hosted on Skillshare, and there's almost 2 million minutes of watch time that has been spent on the course. The link is in the description to this video down below. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.